and I like to start by saying priming individuals to think individualistic or collective mindset did not impact their level of empathetic concern or perspective taking.
Collectivist cultures tend to value interdependence, group harmony, and cohesion with the community at large, while individualist cultures tend to value independence as well as personal autonomy. Empathic concern is an individual's ability to show care, compassion, and concern for another person's circumstances, including their hardships. Perspective taking is an individual's ability to really understand another person's point of view, including their thoughts and their feelings. A lot of the previous research that's been conducted has found a link between these variables. They've seen the trend that cultures that score high on levels of collectivism also tend to have higher levels of empathic concern and perspective taking. Our research hypothesis is that collectivist priming will increase participant scores on the empathic concern and perspective taking subscales of the interpersonal reactivity index.
So as far as the methods go, we used a Qualtrics survey, and we had 41 participants fill out our Qualtrics survey that were ages 18 and up. So for the Qualtrics survey, we had three main parts. There was the prime, the distractor task, and then a quiz that they had to fill out. So the prime was used from a previous study, and there were two different versions of the prime, a collectivist prime and an individualistic prime. And the participants were randomly assigned through Qualtrics one version or the other. In the prime, it was about this man named Sistoris, and there was a question at the end of it that asked them to name 5 ways that the participants could either have Sistoris help himself or his family to get them in that individualistic and collectivist mindset. After that, they completed a distractor task before completing the empathic concern and perspective taking subskills of the interpersonal reactivity index. The distractor task's purpose was to make sure that the participants weren't able to guess what the purpose of the study was. So then, as for the results, we found that our results were not significant. The p-value was greater than 0.05, which means it wasn't significant, and our hypothesis was not supported. And then when you look at the tables that are listed on the right side of our poster, you could also see that the p-values were greater than 0.05, which shows that it's not significant. And the mean values and total values were also there, showing that the sum for the collectivist prime for both the subscales and for the individualistic prime for both the subscales were basically the same.
Our hypothesis that collectivist priming would lead to higher levels of empathic concern and perspective taking was unfortunately not substantiated by our results. Our results were not statistically significant. However, it's important to note that our findings do not undermine the findings of previous research, because a lot of previous research did find a correlation between these variables. However, our group did face a few different threats to both internal and external validity. For example, some of the limitations that we faced included a small sample size, a lack of control due to our survey being completely online, a possible reporting bias on the participant end, and also the possibility that our primes may have been too weak to really have an effect on the participants' mindsets. Future researchers could potentially modify these primes. So for example, in our primes, the participants read a story that was centered around a character. This could be modified to center the story around the participant themselves to see if that maybe makes the effect of the prime stronger. Additionally, like previous research that's been conducted, future researchers could just utilize pre-existing groups because this increases external validity.